Good morning, everyone. I hope you're doing well. I'm Leslie Flowers, and welcome to Mind Over Matter Mondays. Come on in. I see people are coming from YouTube and also from LinkedIn. If someone has access to both, if you can drop the YouTube link in LinkedIn in case we have any problems. And I will tell you that my computer is running very slow. I don't know exactly why. So that's why we started a couple of minutes late. And I'm so excited because look, today we have Catherine Chadwick. I am so thrilled. Wait till you see what we have in store for you. We're going to be looking at some things that will help us relieve anxiety without taking a pill, right? Without doing anything else other than just breathing. So I'm so excited that you're here. Allow me to sing you in. Let us know where you're calling from. Grab your coffee, sit back and relax. And I will do a little song for you, which I love doing. And we're going to meet next week too. So I'm glad you're here, everybody. I'm so glad. I know many of you are off work, and so this makes it extra special. Today is really a good one, so they're all good. Here we go. Why are there so many songs about rainbows? And what's on the other side? Rainbows are visions, but only illusions. And rainbows have nothing to hide. So we've been told, and some choose to believe it. I know they're wrong, wait and see. Someday we'll find it, the rainbow connection, the lovers, the dreamers, and me. Who said that every wish would be heard and answered when wished on a morning star? Somebody thought of that and someone believed it. Look what it's done so far. And what's so amazing that keeps us stargazing? And what do we think we might see? Someday we'll find it, the rainbow connection, the lovers, the dreamers, and me. We know it's probably magic. Have you been half asleep, and have you heard voices? I've heard them calling my name. Is this the sweet sound that calls the young sailors? The voice might be one and the same. I've heard it too many times to ignore it. It's something that I'm supposed to be. Someday we'll find it, the rainbow connection, the lovers, the dreamers, and me. La-di-da-do, ba-da-da-da-da-da-da-dee-da-do. And what a way to start the day. So this song that you just heard was created for me when I was on the Soul Man Live with Aaron Gibson a couple of years ago. And he had to figure out the right song for me. And he and I worked together a whole summer, a couple of summers ago, summer before last. And that was the song he picked. And it truly is the song about me, because I have kind of a childlike vision of the future. No matter what's going on, I have taught myself and teaching you and our guest teachers how to be an agile thinker, to recognize a low vibration, which means we're not feeling so great, and to know what to do. And there's no one better that could help us with this particular thing than my wonderful, wonderful friend, Catherine Chadwick. And I'm going to bring her up. Now it's going to take a second for things to shift. So let me do my best to get things going. It's not paying attention. All right, we're just praying now that, wait a second, I think I want this instead. Let me do this instead. It actually is responding. Hi, Catherine.
Good morning. How are you?
There we go. There we go. We're here. So everybody, this is Catherine Chadwick. This is her third time. I'm so glad you're here. Let me bring everybody in, and we're going to acknowledge all of you. And you may wonder why I do this. All I know is sometimes I spend a lot of time by myself, and you always see things in me and see me shine more than I see myself. So sometimes we just need to hear how we land for people, right, Catherine?
Absolutely. And I would like to lift you up because you're just fabulous, Leslie.
Oh, thank you. And that means a lot coming from you. I do this because I love doing it. And this is so special today because we talked about this a couple of months ago. It was in September that you were here. But let's say hello to everybody who's here. If I can get everything working properly. I probably have an overloaded computer. I did clear memory, as I should. All right, here we go. Perfect. Now let's see if it'll come up as it's supposed to. So this is something that I do for you. She said, oh my God, I'm so impatient. Patience was my word this year. It's been trying. All right, here we go. First, I want to welcome David Pushkin. We'll do the best we can, and if I have to show the comments on stage, I will, due to the slowness of this. And David Pushkin is in London and has that dreamy voice. So I think he was in a broadcasting. Have you met David?
No.
Catherine, you haven't met him? Okay, he's wonderful. So he's your chief encouragement officer. Looking forward to the encouraging energy of this conversation. Yes. I love that. All right. And then we have the most wonderful friend, and just everybody just have a sip of coffee while I'm waiting for this thing to come up. This is very frustrating for me. Can you tell? Actually, what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to run this. I'm going to stop this part and I'm going to run this and see if the comments will come up on stage. That's Dennis Pittico. He's in Tampa Bay, Florida. And he has a wonderful writing platform that if you love to write, it's called Biz Catalyst 360. And reach out to Dennis. He will publish. He has thousands of writers on a beautiful platform. He does a lot of things for nonprofit. And so thank you for being here, Dennis. Dennis wrote the introduction to my science fiction fantasy, Summer Before Last, The Possibility of Errata. So I'm very grateful. All right. So are we seeing, let's see if we get to see this or not. Show comments on stage. Oh God, okay. Oh, it did, but they're kind of small. So let me see, but it'll be a good way where I know I can welcome you. Oh, well, it stopped. There we go. Do it again. It's like something got into my machine and is slowing it down. Okay, there we go. So we have David Pushkin. Hi, David. And we also have, I'm so excited to see you here, William Rochelle. He has a wonderful show. It's just finished on Sunday at 4:00 yesterday. But he has a next year, he'll have one, UBU Live. And he's here on LinkedIn. on YouTube and also on Substack. So thanks for being here, William. It's so nice. And then we have somebody, let's see, from East Europe, Live Omar calling in from YouTube. Thank you for being here in Eastern Europe. And if you recognize any of these folks, just jump out, right, Catherine, and say something. Do you know, you want to know Wendy Ouellet, Ouellet, phenomenal person. She does the most beautiful sayings and photographs together.
Nice.
That's what she posts. So, I set up I don't know if you do this, Catherine, but I set up my live stream or my page, my profile page, with only the things I want to see.
Right.
It's very selfish, but you know what? I get to say what comes through. I get to say. So, I fill myself up with Wendy and all the people that are doing wonderful things in the world. If I want to watch crazy videos and stuff, I can go to Instagram, and I'm not on Facebook. It's been the best thing. I got kicked off a couple of years ago. Not my fault, but just the same, it was a gift. Thank you. What is it? William likes my hair straight. Okay. Thank you. Let's see. Meryl is here. Now, Meryl Cass, you should know Meryl's name because Meryl does make sure that we all know in this community what's going on and when. And so you'll notice Catherine is on Thursday mornings, almost every Thursday, with Don Cohen and the Empower Hour.
We'll be back in January. We'll
right.
be back
I was going to say Yep. He's off, but so, but I was going to tell you, I do a carousel, Catherine, every week with a whole bunch of lives that are done by people in the community, so that each week we can go and look and see what is to be expected. Well, Meryl does that, and he does more. He goes and finds things that I don't know where they are. William is in Southern Florida, and here's Adrian. Hi, Adrian. Adrian is just wonderful. She is, you want to get to know her. She's a big supporter. We featured her here for her consistent and constant support. And listen, when you're supporting people and that are doing a show like me and everybody that I've mentioned, pick one thing that you like doing to support others. You don't have to do everything. You don't have to comment, like, repost. You don't have to do any of that. You can pick one thing. And there are several people. Adrian is one. Christy Williams is another. That they have gone through a phase, and I think they're kind of taking off a little bit for Christmas. But they will repost your event. So they repost it to their network. And if that's all they do,
that's beautiful.
That's phenomenal. So any little thing you could do. And of course, we do know that leaving a comment has more algorithmic value than just saying like, right? So, and the other thing I want you to know is, for me as a live host, and I don't know about other hosts, but I think that we're aligned in thinking, we want you to say attend, but we know you won't always be there.
That's right.
So your intention is to support. And if it works for your schedule and you like being there, you will be there. It helps me know of the people that I invite, how many have responded. And so thank you all for being so consistent. I really appreciate that. Oh, we have someone from Dubai. That must be Roland. Roland is in Dubai, and I now can recognize Dubai. And I know Roland is our only community member that I know of in Dubai. Thank you for being here. And William is on YouTube watching, okay? And Tabitha is too. So glad you're here. I'm glad you like the Rainbow Connection, right? And just feeling like that. Let's see. And there's Lisa Fevick. She's here too. Lisa's show is every other Tuesday afternoon at 5 p.m. Eastern. Metamorphosis Dialogues. And she has a panel, Catherine. Her specialty, she's a registered dietitian. And her specialty, this is what I love about Lisa, is I wish I had known this before menopause and all those years, but which foods ease you through some of the side effects much better. And she has a weekly newsletter. And honestly, these foods are good for you anyway. But that's something I didn't know. And so for all the women that are approaching it like they're in premenopause, getting a few hot flashes, right? Or it's your partner. It's not just women that have to deal with this. It's their partners, man, woman, whoever it is. So thank you for being here, Lisa. And 𝙈𝙤𝙩 is here. 𝙈𝙤𝙩 is Rumi. I call him Rumi incarnated. Catherine, and he is in Toronto and puts out the most beautiful expressions. Now, what he does is something quite different than what I do. So, you know me, you know 𝙈𝙤𝙩. What 𝙈𝙤𝙩 does is he comes up with beautiful phrases and he puts them in about 12 groups every day, or maybe every other day. And you start seeing his stuff show up everywhere. Whereas what I do is pretty much promote this show and you as a guest and the Friday show, which is Think and Grow Rich. And by the way, that's over for the year, but I got 2 Fridays coming up that'll knock your socks off. It totally outside the bounds of Think and Grow Rich, but you'll know I'll always bring it in. Thank you, Lisa. There's Stanley Green. Stanley Green is here. He is the president and CEO of Power Thinking Corporation, and he's our sponsor each week. Stanley sponsors this show, and he has a special gift for you, which I'll explain a little bit later. But he has a personal development platform that he's been running for some time, which is excellent. Now, I want to share something with you, Catherine, and everybody. The reason that I bring in guest teachers, and these are not all masters by any means, but they do know their stuff. There are experts, and then there are those who are good and dedicated and want to share their message. Now, what I've discovered, and Catherine, I don't know if this is true for you or not, because you've been in this for a long time yourself. We all say the same thing.
Yes.
Basically. And how we hear it depends on where we are as far as our conscious awareness of our infinite potential. So we're always growing in conscious awareness, or we're slipping back, right? Growing again. So there is no static. So there really is no fixed mindset, right? That has always shocked me, because there is nothing fixed, right? Nothing is fixed, right? So you're either the law of vibration, the law of attraction, a subset of, and the law of vibration is one of 7 universal laws. Nothing is fixed. So you're growing or you're disintegrating, but you want to grow a lot more than slipping backward, right? So that's your intention. So that's why we have different teachers, because I can relate to them and so can you. And not all of us will resonate with all the teachers. And we know that repetition is how we learn. So as you're growing in awareness, as you're assimilating information, excuse me, then when you hear these different concepts explained and articulated from different teachers, this could be the one. You might be ready to go from chaos or confusion to clarity. Right?
It's so fun because what we, bring in information through our own perspective. And so that makes us articulate things a little differently.
Yes. And would you agree that everybody has a different, unique perspective?
Absolutely. And
that it's always changing when we learn new things.
That's right.
So therefore, let me ask you, Catherine, why do people argue about being right and wrong? Because you're only right for a minute until you get more information. I mean,
know.
What would happen, Catherine, if we stopped arguing about who's right and who's wrong? And that's the purpose of this show, is to be open to whoever is speaking, to see if you're ready for it to click. When you click, when it clicks for you, I believe that's when you can teach it to someone else.
Oh, I think so too. And what's fascinating is when you understand about the neural pathways. And I think when people get so stuck on right and wrong, it's habit, because they're on that same neural pathway, going to the grocery store, the same route every day, right? And
That's
it's just like, so that's how you get there.
That's right. That's right. And our default is that usually a negative neural pathway based on fear. But we have the ability, and that's what this work is all about, is to create a new smooth highway neural pathway based on positive vibration. Oh, and I just can't wait till we get into this. So let me hurry up here. Okay. Thank you for that. And Sandra Bothe is here, and she is a NLP practitioner and a hypnotist, and also an international best-selling author. Thank you so much. And a little tidbit about her: she's married to a best-selling author. I've often wondered what that would be like. Now, Dennis Pitico has put a link in the comments. Please, let's all connect. These are people that come back every week. These are people that are interested in growing their conscious awareness, their understanding. You understand that there are many perspectives. And so for me, don't tell me I'm right, because for me, it makes you wrong. And I don't want to be right. I want to be with you, looking at how you say things to see if I could broaden my understanding too. Right? And there's the wonderful Dr. Marcia. She has a Tuesday morning, 8 a.m. live, Leading with Light. So glad that you're here, Dr. Marcia. I see you there. Thank you. She has quite a following, and I start my Tuesday mornings off with her. I can't help it. She's so good. And there's Kimberly Lechnick. So glad you're here, Kimberly. Kimberly has been a guest here. You know Kimberly, right? And her thing is all about gratitude. She's not the only one, but gratitude is her platform, how to live, as she says, bookend your life with gratitude. Wake up with gratitude, go to sleep with gratitude. And so she's fabulous at that. And here's Joseph Udo. Hi, Joseph. I haven't seen you in a while. He's calling in from Lagos State, Nigeria. So glad that you're here. Omar. Oh, that's what that live Omar. Hi, Omar. I should have seen that. Omar is in Arizona, and he does the Zoom parties. He also does a Sunday at noon. Do we really know them? Have you ever attended one of his Do We Really Know Them, Catherine?
No, I'm not familiar with that, but I love the title of it, so I'm intrigued to join in.
Yes, we worked on the title for Omar. He does Zoom Party, which is like a Jeopardy amongst all sorts of different groups of people, different areas, different nationalities. It's so much fun. We did a Think and Grow Rich one a few weeks back. It was really fun. Takes a little something to write all those questions. I do have to tell you, before you get in with that, you better know your stuff. Because there's like, I don't know, 6 times 5, 30 questions. I mean, it's maybe more. Okay. Okay. So Merrill is saying here, he describes them, I think it's inviting to events, as invitations, not obligations. Love that.
Yeah.
Love that. It warms my heart when I see that you said you'd attend, but I have no expectation beyond that, other than you'll be here if you're hungry and thirsty. And if this feels good to you. We do this Monday, and I do something on Friday to bookend your life. Right. And then there are people like that. You have Stanley on Wednesdays at 7:30 a.m. and 9:30 p.m. He brings in Power Thinking Corporation and his training program. So, so you really have every other day, and how we learn is through repetition and spaced intervals over time. That's how you build habits. That's how you build faith. You continue doing the same thing. So if you're finding wonderful value, then that's fabulous. You should be here. The coach Shawn Michael is here at noon. He has a Monday Mind Shift. Thank you for being here, Shawn Michael.
Yeah.
He's amazing. He's our last speaker of the year on Monday the 29th. I'm very excited. I just don't want to miss anybody here. Just make sure we're just about done. Yolanda Smith, Charles, so glad that you're here. Yes, isn't that lovely of him to sponsor the show? It really is.
Mhm.
And Tracy is here. Tracy Chow is here, and she has a 1 p.m. Eastern Wednesdays. The Voice of Business. And don't tell me that I don't have a good memory. There are so many shows,
So many
right?
things.
And she's off. Many of our hosts have taken the last couple of weeks off. So, just double check their event tab on their profile, and you'll see a live event that you can attend.
Mhm.
And then we have our wonderful Nicole Angai Galindo. Excuse me. Nicole is the owner of Guiding Brilliant Writers Publishing House. And this is her first year as an entrepreneur. She's published 8 books. And I am so happy that I get to help her. I've been in publishing and I'm a line editor from way back. And while I don't do that now, I love helping Nicole because I've published 18 books a number of years ago. And I know a lot of the ins and outs, right? And I'm also a line editor, 45 years doing that in corporate. So yeah. So here we are at 10:31, and Leslie has got to hurry up here. And Jackie Holberg is here. Hi, Jackie. So happy to see you. Jackie's one amazing one to watch. Monday nights tonight, 9 p.m. live Eastern, every Monday, just Jacks and Friends. Mm-hmm. And she's a ball of fire. Okay. You don't know Jackie. Okay. That takes care of everybody for now. Thank you for being here. Yeah. And so let me bring this in here. Now I'm going to have to move this. We're moving over now, you and I. Let's see what happens if it works. Perfect. And then we will add this to the stage. She said. Okay.
Great.
Okay, here we go. Here we go. I mean, it's like it's crazy. One more thing. We're honoring the most wonderful person. I haven't seen her come in. Oh, look, Cherito is here. Hi, Cherito Yamar. She's calling in from the Philippines. So while it's 10:30 in the morning here, it's 10:30 at night for her. Linda Meyer. Linda Meyer is recently certified as a coach, but what is so amazing about her, she came out of the gate. Her area of expertise, Catherine, is healing childhood drama with a big focus on narcissistic relationships. Mm-hmm. And what I really love about it, I wish I had known that. All the years of living with a narcissist, or my brother is a narcissist. And over the decades, the cycles, the repetition of these emotional cycles, it's my brother. So I'm thinking, well, we can repair this. But over the years, the same thing was happening over and over again. Either he was the victim or the perpetrator, which made me the victim or the perpetrator. And anyway, so now you want to follow Linda because she is now really putting out some awesome content on recognizing this. And she's been a big supporter here. And I just really appreciate you, Linda. If you see this later, I'm so happy that you're here. I really am. All right, everybody, ask your questions. I'll do my best to bring them up and answer them for you. And Catherine will. This is really Catherine's show today, except that I'll be needling her with questions. Okay, let's start here. What in the world, Catherine, who is this little critter and what is the Sunshine Quotient? This is something special.
Well, this is 𝙈𝙤𝙩𝙕, your sunshine ambassador. And it's so interesting because I got this download about the Sunshine Quotient, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I know what I feel, but how do I articulate this? And it's actually a term that refers to lighting gradients in photography and radiology. And I've applied it to people because we're these fabulous electromagnetic light beings. And it's just like, okay, this is fabulous because I can use this as a teaching tool. And 𝙈𝙤𝙩𝙯𝙗, I took from Universal Illumination. And it's just your sunshine ambassador, no gender, no race. It's appealing to kids. And what I've done is put a calendar together with the concept of your mind is like a garden, and what thought seeds are you planting? And with a word bank, and to choose a word every day to start thinking with intention. And I typically don't work directly with children myself, but I work, I teach the concept to the parents and the grandparents and the teachers. And so and the repetition, as you talk about, when you get this concept in your mind, it's just like, wow, this is really fun. And so in the calendar, I also have a QR code that goes to a little video that teaches about the vagus nerve. Can you imagine that?
No, I can't. I think the universe is coming together perfectly. We're in a super anxiety energy around the world. And I just love that, we've gone from more natural ways of doing things over the eons to all medicine, right? All of that business. And now, and I can remember it wasn't too long ago that chiropractors were not allowed. What was it? That doctors would not refer chiropractors. Do you remember when there was a real alienation between the two? And then somebody got smart.
Yeah.
And said, well, why are we fighting again? Why are we making one right and the other one wrong? What happens if we actually listen to see how could anything or everything benefit someone in a different way if we all have different perceptions? We're all growing in conscious awareness of our infinite potential. We're all at different levels, including the teachers. So our articulation changes for the same points, and your listening does too. So if you ever hear yourself saying these words, I already know that.
No, you don't.
Right. You did then, but the knowing of it now, consider that it's different.
And I think that's such an important point because we do get new information constantly. We're always moving. The universal energy works in this upward spiral. The train is always leaving the station. So are you on the train or are you not? Are you learning the new information? Are you absorbing it? Are you acknowledging that there's new information? And so a great decision yesterday might be a horrible decision today because of the new information.
And deciding in advance, I love that. Deciding in advance that the way doesn't allow people who show up that could offer a different route that's more beneficial to you.
That's right.
Then you're doing it on your own. It's like setting goals. You do not want to plot everything out to the end. Because along the way, you're growing, your perception is growing, you're meeting people. But if you're stuck with an expectation that, this is exactly the steps that I'm going to do, then what happens is there are obstacles that take your focus, right? And keep your focus on the obstacle, or it's not working, or what do I do next? Rather than leaving it open and looking up for people and opportunities that show up that look like a coincidence. But what if they're not? They're not. Okay. So let me see whatever you have. Leslie Flowers. Wow. I didn't know not you're who's a needling. Oh, I wonder if this will come up. I don't know. I just think this is so cute. Chadwick, we didn't know you're an acupuncturist too.
That's funny.
Oh, and let me tell you something. I can needle. I was married for over 30 years. My husband is gone, rest his soul. Right. But one thing he said about me, you're never boring. And it's true. You can never say that life with me was boring. It's a little crazy, but you'll notice the last 25 years, I haven't invited anybody in because I had 30 years of a lovely husband raising a family, but now women, and I'm grateful, don't have to be married.
That's right.
To, right? We do have our own money. And, you know, sometimes being a hermit has its pluses. Right?
Somebody was asking me not long ago, it's like, Catherine, you know, why aren't you with somebody? And I said, well, I haven't met someone right yet that I'm willing to give up my peace for. Right?
Yeah. I mean, once you've done it, it's not to say the door is closed, right? But look at how beautiful we are. We're vibrant, live, we're smart, we got some money. And, you know, I'll be glad to consider a guy who's willing to live with that. Yeah. And who will take, you know, so I don't know. I'm not taking care of you. Okay. You ought to be able to take care of yourself and you take care of me. Right.
Yeah.
Anyway. So listen to this. So Deb Haas says assumptions kill more possibilities than you realize. Yes. Yes, the old ass out of you and me, 100%. Chasen is here, and yeah, let's see. I got everybody. All right, you ready to move in? Now you know who Umi is, right? So let's continue on because we are. The time is a wasting. We're talking and we're having fun, but all right, let's talk about the vagus nerve. Now, one of the things I brought to Catherine, I'll let her decide how she wants to do this. But one of the things when I was having heart palpitations, someone had told me, and it may have been Catherine, it may have been Stanley, I don't remember who it was, honestly, because I've heard it. But there's a breathing technique that it goes like this. Very long exhale. This thing on the right is a necklace that helps you elongate the exhale breath. So what is this all about, Catherine? What is happening when I'm going, kind of hold it there, and then I have a super long, slow exhale. And I hope everybody can see this, I don't know. Anyway, what's happening when I'm doing that? And can that lead you into this conversation about the vagus nerve?
Well, what's interesting, and we should also preface that, you know, in terms of the nervous system, you can help, you know, regulate if the palpitations are associated with the nervous system. If it's an electrical issue or if it's a structural, a mechanical issue.
It's anxiety. I know it is for me.
Right. Okay. So, but just for everybody, you know, to be aware of that, because the breath isn't going to cure it for everyone.
Correct.
And what's interesting is that because the vagus nerve is connected to almost every organ in your body, it is connected to the natural pacemaker in the heart. So when you take in that breath, you start to stimulate it. And what the beauty of it, of the long exhale, is that increases the vagal input.
Vagal input. Okay. All
so
right.
and so that would be similar to stimulating the vagus nerve. And the beauty of the long exhale is it's controlled. Okay. And I think the value, I haven't done a lot of research on the breathing apparatus.
Catherine's a nurse, by the way, too.
Yeah, the tube. But when you think about blowing through a straw or a narrow tube like that, you're focusing more, and it's causing you to slow down and elongate that exhale. Okay. And it's the exhale that is the most effective in engaging that vagus nerve to reduce the heart rate.
Got it.
Reduce your blood pressure.
And they're inferring that this, and also the one below, well, this is Komuso. They were Japanese monks that use this particular method. And then now they've got this that you put it around your neck and the stimulators are right here. Whereas you can see on this, right? This is where the vagus nerve is. It's yellow, right? If that helps.
Right. It's going to be right. Yeah.
Right in there. And I guess I could say what these people said. They said it was like a brain orgasm. So I'm not sure what that would be like, but they were the experience of the intentional stimulation. This piece right here, they were saying that you use this when you get anxiety, you want to go smoke. I mean, you can use it instead of drinking, smoking, or you can just use it to relax yourself. Okay, so tell us more about the vagus nerve. So I want you to go through whatever it is you wanted to share with us about this. I love these devices, but I think your point that this is not the be all and cure all. It's right. It's a tool or it's an aid.
Right, and it's used as a tool. And what's interesting also is that it's not a life sentence. Typically, it's not something that would be a requirement, for the rest of your life, because quite often these things are used to help develop the habit of more mindfulness and whatnot. There are situations where they have implanted. It's like a pacemaker being implanted. They do have implanted versions of a vagus nerve stimulator. And for long term, where there might be some condition that would be helpful for, but most of them are external. At least that's what I've been familiar with. And what's the beauty of it is you can use it as an aid, like if you broke your ankle and needed to use a walker or crutches for a bit until you get your rhythm back, right? And so these are wonderful tools to be able to do that. And I think that it is also important to, like with any tool, to help develop your own mental habit and develop your own authority over how you operate your body.
Yes. It's very interesting to me. So as I look at this drawing, I see that the vagus nerve is everywhere, right? I mean, so what is its function, and what do we need to know as beginners in understanding? Because as I mentioned, you're a nurse and you've been dealing with this a long time. What do we, the novices, assuming we're novices, right? What do we want? What would you like us to understand about our vagus nerve, how to be sensitive to it, what to do, how to recognize it, anything along those lines, Catherine?
I think it's just important to be aware of it and the extent of its usefulness, because it's very much connected to our safety. It is interesting in that it sends, most of the information goes from the vagus nerve to the brain. About 80% of that highway of information is the vagus nerve collecting information and sending it to the brain. And so when you think about when the fight or flight comes into play and your sympathetic nervous system is, on high alert, then the beauty, the beauty of engaging that vagus nerve is that it employs the parasympathetic, the calming side of the nervous system. And so it's not only a beautiful tool in regard to heart-brain coherence. As you can see, it's also connected to your digestive system. And so that brain-gut pathway is important to pay attention to also, because, and the beauty of knowing about the vagus nerve and working with it to increase the vagal tone is to understand that it's not just through the breath. You're stimulating and engaging that vagus nerve when you sing, when you speak, when you hum, through movement, through mindfulness work. And so it's just such an extensive part of the body-mind connection. I just think it's so important for people to know about.
Yes, I agree. And you said, okay, so we've got the vagus nerve, and then you've got the parasympathetic nervous system, which is right. So is there another nervous system with the reactions we have, or the fight or flight? Is there a distinction between, and I'm not sure how if I'm even asking this right. If you have the parasympathetic nervous system that calms you down, then is there the other side of that, the opposite of that within the system? Based on the law of polarity, we have a conscious and a sub. I'm just asking out of curiosity and not much knowledge.
Well, the nervous system is divided into two, the parasympathetic and the sympathetic. And the sympathetic is what you're talking about as being connected with fight and flight. And we won't get into all of the, hormones and everything that go along with these. That's a whole nother thing, right? But on a basic level, just being aware of it and being able to use it and understanding that you can totally use the vagus nerve to your advantage, I think is great information.
Yes, and you're doing it intentionally, right? You're doing it intentionally. Mm-hmm. These Japanese monks, really spoke. I mean, they use this routinely. I would think that as soon as you recognize that you were getting a little annoyed, like with your computer that was running so slow, right, you could take a breath and blow in that thing, calm yourself down. I just laugh because Catherine's all about having fun. Right. So I don't see if we have any questions here now. Nicole says it's all new to her, and she didn't know you were a nurse. Yes, not only is she a nurse, let me tell you, she's been on TV, theater. Wait, there's a new picture of her coming later. Catherine is, she's a mystery in herself, a magical mystery tour herself, right? Okay, so we've taken a look at that. There's the sympathetic and the parasympathetic, and we can intentionally move from the sympathetic to the parasympathetic by understanding the vagus nerve and how it manages almost all of our systems. Is that right? The nervous system.
Well, what's interesting is that because it is connected to almost every organ in our body, and when we are aware of it, absolutely the intentional engagement of it to a higher degree where we can self-regulate, and that's the beauty of it. You can use the tube as an enhancement. Though if you didn't have the tube, you could do it without the tube as far as the breath work.
Right. And that's what I've been doing. And I'm thinking about getting a tube. Well, because I now know it's very interesting. And I now know when what I'm thinking, my anxiety, and I think probably everybody's, pretty much comes from what we're thinking repeatedly and the way we're feeling about it. Would you say that's fair?
Oh, absolutely. Because what you think causes the emotion, and the emotion causes the next thought. And, it's a cycle, right? And so what I think is so interesting is, I call it ultimate mind diet. And I'm starting to write about that. I have an ebook coming out shortly with that.
Oh, good.
I think will be helpful to people. I'm finding it helpful, developing it. And isn't that the beauty of it? When we're teachers, we're learning on ourselves all the time too, right?
Especially you're writing about it. You're writing about it in today's perspective.
Mm-hmm.
right? And that's why with writers, you really have to stop yourself at a certain point, because my experience with writers in business is it's never good enough and they're willing to miss a deadline, which
Right,
makes the whole thing useless because it just can be better, right? So,
right.
all
Well,
right, let's just take a little break here.
yep.
And I want to bring in our wonderful sponsor, Stanley Green, and he's the president and CEO of Power Thinking Corporation. And let's see, I don't have a view for this. So I'm going to play this. What I want you to know about Stanley is that his show has been going for a number of years. He does a call-in show, but now they're live on, he has his live show 7:30 a.m. Wednesday and 9:30 p.m., both Eastern time, that supports the work that we're doing. And now what he's done, he invested in an app. So what you're looking at here is the menu for the application. So you can watch the lives. You can get the weekly video. There's a chat in there. And his gift to you is if you sign up, go to the App Store and look for Power Thinking Corp.
Mhm.
And it'll have this sunray, the P with the sunray, so you can't miss it. You get 30 days to try it out. So you get to participate as much or as little. I've been busy finding things for his developers to fix. Right? So let's give him a little credit here.
Yeah.
Excellent. And if you are interested in being a sponsor for this show, let's talk about it, right? I will promote you each week, and I'm not sure why everything got kind of yellow. It's probably my computer and its lack of space. All right, now here we go. Now we're into the second part here, and this needs to go pretty quickly because we're getting close to the end, and I apologize for that. So tell me, what are we looking at, and what tidbits, and we'll come back and do this again. I think
Right.
it was important to spend time on the vagus nerve, right, in the breathing, because it's so unique to your work. So tell us what we're looking at, what it means, and everybody, we're going to go over by 5 minutes. We should be okay, but I want to give 5 minutes to Catherine, and you want to be involved with her too.
I wanted to come back to this because I think that I had left off the last time about, if you're in one of the lower vibrations, what's one step I can take, to get me a
That's right.
little further up the scale, a little bit further up the scale.
That's
And
right.
what's interesting is that if you look at this over on the left side of it, where it says enlightenment, fear, all of the courage, you'll see that the colors are in opposite of the funnel of the emotional energetic scale.
Mhm.
And the other one where the colors are reversed, that's called the psychological scale. And so I just wanted to bring that up because it's the perspective, right? And
Yeah.
so the psychological activation is portrayed in different colors than the actual emotional energetic scale. What the point I really want to make about all of this is we landed on this before, that nothing is linear, that things are always in motion. And the last time I was working with this, what came to mind was Dr. Maslow's work and the hierarchy of needs that is always portrayed and used in many, many, many trainings. And I wanted to bring to your attention, and I'm going to show you this book that Scott Barry Kaufman, who I met when I was in my applied positive psychology certification. He's a humanistic psychologist and highly, highly talented, very perceptive. And he did much research on Dr. Maslow's work. And the hierarchy of needs, turns out it was basically a marketer's interpretation of Dr. Maslow's work. That it was a linear and, one step at a time, one step at a time, where really the analogy is more like a sailboat. And things are always moving. The wind is always moving. And if you get, a hole in the hull of your boat, you've got to go back down to the bottom. You've got to fix that before you can, get back to trimming the sail. And so I just thought that that was useful information, and we can expand on that another time.
Okay. Let's see if I think my poor machine is just having a hard time. Oh, I'm not even on camera anymore, right? Oh, well, I guess it's audio for me. I didn't like what was happening with the other camera. I think what's happening is the resources, but I cleared everything, so who knows? All right. Okay, we're at 11 o'clock. It's okay that you don't see my face. It's more important that we move on to this. And thank you for that. And we need more of that. So do us a favor. If you have a newsletter or a short report on this scale that you'd be willing to share with us, if you would put that in the comments of this event,
okay,
I would love that. And of course, we'll have you back after we turn the corner into the new year. Maybe we really needed to do a whole emotional energetic scale conversation on its own.
That could be fun.
Right. I mean, literally, so now everybody, what's next for you? So Catherine, so look at this gorgeous picture of her. She just came back from a speaking presentation thing. Catherine's all about having fun.
Yep.
And so am I. She has more fun than me. And I'm very fun. So tell us a little bit about this, and how do we get in touch with you? How would you like us to connect with you, other than, of course, connecting here on LinkedIn? Is there something special going on? Tell us about how people work with you, or how we might work with you, please.
Well, Leslie, thank you so much. And so what I love about this picture, it was taken a couple of weeks ago. It was a candid shot at the speaking retreat that I was at. And I kind of see it as Sunshine Quotient personified. And it's fabulous, because many times when I walk into a room, into a new area, people say you're glowing. And and I'm like, well, how fun is this? Umi and I are glowing. And so I do love it. I do love it. And what's fascinating is I teach people what I had to learn the hard way, and how to be calm like this, how to be easy, how to flow with different perspectives, and learn the lessons, as your intro says, Leslie. So on these speaking retreats, I've been to 2, and I'm turning this into a series, because the first one I started, I was like, oh, I have 3 minutes, and I'm going to start my 3-minute memoir. And so I'm using that actually as a signature writing tool. It's a beautiful way to move things out of the way, and to move on to a new perspective, with that new information that has been just landed, right? And so that's a fun project. I am starting a group that will be opening up. The January cohort will open up on January 15th. And that is a 6-week program, and it's finding calm amidst the chaos. And right. And it's very much about life skills and nervous system regulation, and just giving yourself permission on many levels, with the tools in order to have that life that you envision. It goes very much along with the law of attraction and the body, mind, spirit connection, and what Leslie's beautiful teaching is in regard to manifestation. And so I just love teaching people the body, mind, spirit connection. And so that's what I'm up to on that. And you can find me very easily on LinkedIn. And my website is 𝙈𝙤𝙯𝙯𝑚𝑛ship.org. And my email is cc@sunshinequotient.org.
I love that. cc@sunshinequotient.org.
Yeah.
Oh, that's fantastic. So thank you so much for being here
Well,
today
thank you.
again.
Thank
Oh,
you.
absolutely. I'm so thrilled that you were free to be here. And even without a camera, I mean, it kind of reminds me of the old audio days, right? I'm just a blinking circle.
Well, but I do have to tell you, I miss seeing you.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. I don't know. Maybe it's time to buy another computer. I just buy another one and another one and another one. Right. But anyway, thank you so much for being here. One last word to everybody. What can we do about awareness between now and when we leave here? What would be one or two steps that we could take as an audience to be thinking about this and be aware of what's going on with us?
Everything is temporary. And
Okay.
the lifespan of an emotion is only up to 2 minutes, and most often less than 90 seconds. So
Wow.
take,
Wow.
take a breath or two.
And don't forget to exhale, right? That's perfect. Thank you so much. Have a beautiful week, and I'll absolutely look forward to seeing you next year. And anything that you want to put in the comments for all of us to absorb, we're happy. Your events, I mean, if you come up with an event, feel free to let me know about it. We'll make sure it gets out there.
Well, thank you so much, Leslie. I really appreciate you.
Absolutely. You're welcome. See you later. Okay, everybody, I'm going to end the stream. Thank you for being here as usual. I've got something really special happening on Friday because, Think and Grow Rich and the 12 Laws of Achievement and Your Goal, we're finished with that 12 weeks. But I've got something really unique for Friday, which has to do with organizing your calendar by values. And I'll also bring in maybe Covey's 4 quadrants, maybe the Eisenhower matrix, but my program Task Crusher is what my clients have used to create their calendars only by value. Lots of good boundaries. So with that, my friends, have a phenomenal week. We've got holidays coming up. I'll be here on Friday and appreciate you all so much.